And you're welcome. It's time for our paper review, and today we have with us a newspaper reviewer whom I think you're going to find very interesting. Barrister Emanamfon Umana is here with us. He's a legal and social political critic. You are welcome, Barrister. Good to have you here on the show today.
Thank you very much. Nice having you too.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so this morning we should start from the Nation newspaper.
Let's start from the Nation. Very interesting headline here from the Nation.
Yes, it says IG warns subversive elements against plot to derail May 29. And this is as a result of reports that we've been hearing about the May 29 election, people calling for it to be postponed due to the ongoing court cases and all. What's your take on this?
Okay, thank you very much. For me, I think it's those clamors outside the confines of the courts are things that shouldn't be entertained. Of course, Nigeria is a democratic institution or a state and should be seen as doing what is right at all points in time. If the cases are in court, I think they should allow the institution of the judiciary to do their work. Calling for a shutdown or some form of stall on the process of putting up the new president-elect, I think it's an attempt to bring in anarchy, and it is an attempt to complicate issues the more. At this point, Nigeria is very volatile, it's very sensitive. I don't think any call for a stall on that process, I don't think it's wise. So let's allow the process, let's allow the courts to do their work. And of course, government is in continuum. So if that happens, we are trying to create a lacuna that may not even all go well. So I think the IG calling for a stall on those, I think is the right step in the right direction. However, yes, it shouldn't be about the police. Every other facet, as far as the security architecture is concerned, should work towards that. Because for now, it's still rumors, scrambles, and all of that.
Let's talk about the concerns, however. The concerns of the people who are perhaps maybe telling that there should be a stall. Is it irrelevant, considering the slow pace of the cases that are being handled in court?
No. I would not say the slow pace of the court is the reason. If anybody is having those fears, it's because he doesn't know how it works. I think last time I had mentioned that election petition cases are sui generis, and in fact, in the wisdom of the National Assembly, they decided to tweak the constitution to make election petition issues to be resolved, I think, within 180 days. So I think they just need to be patient. That is opposed to cases staying for years. Yeah. So let them just wait, and I believe it would all pan out well for everyone.
Let's move on now to the Punch newspaper, and that headline makes a return here. Military IG warns troublemakers as court hears anti-handover case. But what we should focus on the Punch newspaper is what's been happening since over the weekend with celebrity Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti spends the night in custody, police plan arraignment. There's been plenty of talk about his arrest, yes, the fact that he was handcuffed, that he was robbed of his shoes and all of that. And they noted, the police, I think PRO noted that this is a regular procedure. But tell us about this, please.
Okay, so from my little years of experience, if someone has turned himself in, I think it is irrelevant to handcuff. There are clear-cut reasons why you should handcuff. If the person is resisting arrest, is violent, and there's every cause to restrain him of some sort. But in this case, he turned himself in. That was totally irrelevant. That was totally irrelevant. And I don't hope that will repeat itself in the dock when he's being arraigned. Because the point of arraignment is the point of him taking his plea, whether or not he's guilty, as claimed by the prosecutors. However, I do not in any way support what he did. That video was quite very offensive. It was barbaric. It was brutish. It was an affront on the authority of the state. It was an affront on the authority of the state, because a police officer does not just represent himself as a person, he represents authority. So if he did that, he was just making a jest of the Nigerian police. But it also resonates, because let's also look at the other side of it. I believe, of course, the Nigerian police, they've done wonderfully well. But if they also do better, having a better image, I don't think people would... There are people that are clapping for what Shenwu did. Because they're like, police, they do this every day to us. So it's a flip of the coin, it's their turn. But that is still offensive. You're not supposed to take such a step. It is self-help, and it is not justified for any reason.
Okay. All right, now let's move on to the Guardian newspaper, shall we? The Guardian newspaper has a series of headlines here, but one in particular which we touched on the news this morning. Resident doctors declare 5-day warning strike. They put forward their needs or concerns from earlier in an extraordinary meeting, but however, they have told that we've got an ultimatum for 2 weeks, which ended, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Now, we've been here many times. Once again, we're here again. There are implications.
Yes.
And it's like the Nigerian system never learns.
Exactly, the Nigerian system never learns. It's quite it's very saddening that we still have to go through this. We are still mourning the long but temporal absence of Ike Ekweremadu. Nobody is really happy about that. But I think that should send a signal that if our institutions were working or should be made to work, I don't think there will be any need for all of this. The warning strike is only a reaffirmation that they are still crying without the modern nation hearing to the cry of the doctors. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that one of the clamor is against the bill that is geared towards restraining their flight from the nation.
Yes.
After until that is uncalled for. That is sad.
Okay,
it's very
sad.
sad.
Quickly, say something.
Okay.
What you just said. As a matter of fact, that is actually the right thing.
Why?
So, like my dad studied in Soviet Union. You cannot graduate as a medical professional and go straight to working immediately. It's not done. You're supposed to gain experience under someone.
I have a bit of a technical issue with your mic, Mary.
But in Nigeria, we have what is called a housemanship. Except what you mean is, after the housemanship, there should be another form of tutelage. Except that is what you mean. But however, let us also look at the intention of that bill. The intention of the bill is actually to cripple medical practitioners from going outside to have better pay. So if you are making a reference to your peculiar issue, it was for them to gain experience to serve their people, not in Nigeria where the condition of working is not favorable.
The only reason people work immediately in Nigeria is because of the fact that we don't even have enough doctors. But really, there's a process to this.
The few that we have, are they taking care of them?
That's the thing. That's on both sides. When you wait,
of course, it's
on both sides.
It's on both
this
sides.
is the right thing. Unfortunately, this is what is needed. And so there's always been that imbalance.
Yes, but however, let us dig into the intention of that bill. When we get that intention, because when a legislator puts up a bill, there's always an intention. There are golden rules, there are just them generous rules. There are so many rules when interpreting a law, and the intention of the legislator. The court will always look at what was the intention. So what is the intention of the legislator trying to cripple doctors from going outside?
We wish we had more time to actually discuss this, and Mary won't let it go because the father was a pharmacist. But thank you very much, Barrister Umana, for coming over. And that was very, very interesting breakdown.
Thank you. Nice
Thank
having
you so much. Thank you.
And I hope you don't fly too.
Nah, where am I flying to? This is okay.